Good afternoon. How you doing, Adam?
Good afternoon, Marshall. I'm good, man. I'm good. Trying to stay hydrated. It's hot here in the desert. How you doing?
I'm well. I can't complain. I just made myself a little plum spritzer from my tree in the backyard. I figured I may as well, do something with them. Otherwise, they're going to be all over the ground. Hey, before we get into it, we should introduce Bailey.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bailey Vento from Southwest Conference Planners. Bailey, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited. And to be honest, this is my very first podcast that I've ever done. So I don't know if that makes me feel old, but I think it does.
Very flattered that we are your first. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. For those of you that don't know, I'm located in Arizona. I work for Southwest Conference Planners, and we've been around for going on 32 years. So, it's great to be here and to be joined with you guys. And just a little bit about Arizona, we kind of leaded the way in opening up as a state. We are here and ready to have you guys come. Going out to restaurants and shopping, not much has changed besides the mask wearing. So people are out wearing masks, at their discretion, and it's just kind of nice to see, more people than just my dogs and my roommate. It's great being out there.
That's pretty interesting. I was just reading this article about what actually makes the most sense to be able to test and screen for people coming in. And, we go through the metal detectors at the airport, and they were talking about using thermal scanners to be able to use on us. And they say that those aren't as accurate because you can't get as close. And they say, though, that the thermals that you're able to use with the probe, although they're more accurate, it puts the person at risk who gets close to you. So there's this new one that's coming out that's called a DPI, and I'm going to say it incorrectly, but it's a diffractive phase interferometer. And this is a laser-based technology that uses artificial intelligence to actually examine the blood, and it's able to give within seconds results and let you know if the person's infected or not. Now, they're not ready for mass production, but they anticipate rolling this out in the next couple of months. So I'm curious to see how they're able to do this. I imagine it's going to be something like a glucometer that a diabetic would use to test their blood. But pretty interesting, these places opening back up.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I know here in Arizona, they're doing mostly temperature checks, but now that a lot of corporate organizations have opened up for those not working remotely anymore, they're having them do COVID tests every 2 weeks just to ensure everyone coming in and out the door are, safe and healthy.
That makes a ton of sense. I know that it's kind of on everyone's mind right now as people are starting to meet again in, June and into the summertime. I mean, Bailey, maybe give us a sense of what's going on in Arizona with Southwest Conference Planners, and for meetings of a small scale or even a large scale, what kind of things have you guys been seeing with people that are meeting now?
You bring up a point, Adam. I'd be curious to hear what you're doing in terms of small meetings. I know pre-COVID, small meetings, meaning meetings smaller than 50 people, made up about 14% of our industry. And in my area here in San Jose, it is said that the city is going to require no meetings larger than 50 through the rest of the year. So it looks as though that number is about to grow in terms of what is going to be a small meeting. So I'm curious as to what you're doing to keep them excited or exciting.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely case by case, hotel to hotel, and corporate group to corporate group. I think as a company, we are going to follow the guidelines of the CDC, but also make sure that we're accommodating the resorts and what they're doing to keep people safe. And if they're holding only 6 people at a round, making sure that we're being spacious. And if they want our entire staff to be wearing masks, we are going to do whatever makes the client feel comfortable and making sure that we're staying healthy as a staff as well. It's kind of up in the air at this point, but we're doing everything we can to ensure that everything is sanitized. We as employees are doing temperature checks when we're coming in and out of locations, and making sure that everyone's feeling comfortable and keeping that distance between each other. They say 6 feet, and I know with myself, I'm not always running up to strangers, so I think it will be something that we're able to adjust to, especially with those smaller groups. They're already small. We already can spread them out on properties at venues to make them feel comfortable and still enjoy themselves at the same time.
I love it. I'm thinking about IMAX and all the ladies that are going to be unhappy that they won't be able to hug Adam this year.
I didn't mean to laugh out loud, man. I'm sorry. Well, it's fascinating, man. I mean, there's interesting stuff this week. I mean, it was certainly disheartening news that IMEX America had to cancel, and for a variety of reasons. I've talked to a number of people surrounding this, and the feedback that I got is that IMEX itself is, by and large, an international audience. A third of the people that attend are from outside of the United States. And so, the struggle is, how do we get people here that can find value in it, that can exhibit efficiently and get the return that we want? And they just couldn't do it profitably this time around. And so, it was kind of a blow to a lot of people in the event planning industry, just knowing like, oh, shoot, one of the biggest gatherings of event planners couldn't do it. So how could the rest of us possibly pull together a large scale gathering? But some killer news that came around, I was talking with our friend Andy Paschke over at Hilton, and he had shared that one of their properties was able in Charlotte, was able to pull together a meeting for 250 people 2 weeks ago. And it went really well. They had to make some accommodations, like doing much more in an open space and an atrium type setting versus in a contained space, but they were able to meet. Subsequently, and granted, 200 and 250 people is a great size event, but I was talking with the folks from Visit Orlando, and they were sharing that at their convention center in July, like a month from now, they've got a conference for, I believe it's volleyball, that'll have 30,000 people. And these folks actually were planning to do it this week, but at the insistence of the local government, they pushed it to July. So I'm enthused to know that while places like California are still going to be restricted, most likely till the end of the year, to under 50, there are places like Arizona that are blazing a path, and places like Orlando that are saying, we can do large scale meetings and we can do them well. So not all doom and gloom in this time, and there's certainly some positive news towards people that are looking to do larger meetings.
Yeah. Now, I was going to sign up for Connect in New Orleans. Are you all thinking of doing that? Looks like
Crescent City. I got to do it, man. Sorry, Bailey. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say at this time we haven't, but it might be a great opportunity to kind of see how they're leading the way. What guidelines and safety precautions are they doing? I can't wait to see.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I'm excited to see, that many people. I mean, I have to imagine with IMEX announcing their cancellation this week, the Connect is just going to go gangbusters. And they've done a good job of promoting kind of in advance. Here's what we are doing to do our part, but also this is what we're asking of attendees. And so they've kind of outlined in a general format, masks, hand washing, things like that. But I have a feeling that that's going to really set the tone for large scale events for the months to come.
Wow. Well, this has been fun. I'm excited about having us all here, and I'm ready to finish my drink and get outside because it's a little hot here. So with that, I just appreciate you all being here, Adam. Always a pleasure. Cheers.
Likewise, man. Good to see you.
And we'll
thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. It was great to be with you guys today.
Yeah.